Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Ash. As all good things come to an end, so the time for this course to end is also coming close. However, that said, before I sign off, I would like to summarize everything that we have learned in this course and bring it all together using a live demonstration of entering a chart in the program. Keeping that objective in mind, I have taken the chart of a famous personality of India who is now passed on. His name is M.F. Hussain. He was a very famous Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan award winning painter. And I had done his detailed analysis a while back, and please feel free to download the detailed reading using the caste system. How the caste system is to be used will be taught in my next course, but as a precursor to learning how to use the caste system, we need to create the caste using our program, and this program is heavily going to be used in my future courses. So with that in mind, let's get in and bring it all together. So here we are in our program. So let's enter the data of MF Hussain. So let's enter the first column. I'm going to enter the name for my records. MF Hussain. He was born on 17 September 15 at 10:40 a.m. enter the city Pandharpur in the state of Maharashtra, India. These are reference fields for us. If you in the future want to take a printout, this is documented here. So the latitude is 1740 north and 7519 east. So here this west, I can make it east. This out here is north and south. Daylight saving time in yes and no. So there is no daylight savings time, and it is India. So it's IST is minus 5:30 right here. That's it. It'll calculate data here, and this is the chart that we have of MF Hussain. So we are back in our dashboard now, and we can see this is the chart. I can see his degrees of the planets. His ascendant is in Scorpio. I can see his SAV points. I can see the Navamsha. I can see at a glance the Karkanshas here from Rashi and Navamsha. And I can see his basic points right here. I can see the net power. I can see the Karkansha aspects on the house at a glance. I can see the inner nature of the native. I can see the blessings, the Lagna and 7th Lord combinations, the natal SFE bindus. I come down, I can see Saturn and Moon have become very powerful at a glance here because they're in 6th from own house. Mars and Venus have gone neither in 12th from own house or 6th from own house. I can see his DBCE points and this confidence. The Karkansha for 5th and 10th house, you can see moons here, you can see repetitions of Saturn, Mars, Venus. I can see Saturn has become very powerful out here at a glance. I can see an average of 41 points. Multiplication factor right here, I can see Sun is 1.5. So Mars is in Gemini. Then I can see Mercury has 1.6, so it's in an exaltation sign here, right here. Jupiter is also in a friend sign or a powerful sign here, in its own sign here. Venus is 1, which is neutral. and Saturn is 1.2, and that's in Gemini and in sixth from own house. So Saturn has become powerful, and there is a photon relationship. Get into D1, and right here you can see Sun and Mercury are giving power to Saturn. Saturn is giving power by aspecting its own house, so Saturn has got 33 points. Similarly, I can see second house here. Again, Sun and Mercury are giving his power due to 410, and Saturn is aspecting second house, house B, so it's giving +6, it's coming at 42, and this is how the SAV, the net power, is calculated, and I can see everything at a glance here. So after I see this, I want to just get an idea of the divisional charts here. So I can go in divisional charts here, and I can get an idea of what's going on with the nadis here. With, you can see Saturn is not only become powerful in points, but overall there are very few reds. And a red, as if you can remember, is either in 12th or 8th from own sign, which means that the status is weakened. But blue and green are pretty good, blue being the strongest. So you can see so many blues and greens here, making Saturn's status in all the divisional charts very powerful, right? Likewise here, Aries is in its black would indicate that it's gone in sixth house, and you can see at a glance here there are no black points, but at the green and blues are again good. Red is again in sixth or eighth from own signs. I can see, or it's in debilitation sign here. Libra is exaltation sign and own sign here. So, and black would be in sixth house of that divisional chart. Yep, so you can see all these at a glance. I can see the Casp house Chalit here. I can see the second house is starting at 0, Sagittarius 20. Third house starts at 29, 52. The fourth house at 3, Aquarius 49. I can see the respective Nadi informations here. This is just text cheat sheet. Here I can see overall Karkansha. If I'm studying the nature of Mr. M.F. Hussain, I can get his idea of his first house. So if I'm studying first house, I can see everything to do in the first house here, the D9, D3, Treshkon, Treshaunch, and Panch. If I'm studying here as well, the second house, family, so on and so forth, my focus is going to be D1, D9, Hora, D4, D16, and D40. For second house, these are additional charts. For all of the charts is D1 and D9, as I had discussed. Here for his fifth house, I can see D7 and D9 together, that's up down. Then for sixth house, I can see D9 and D20. This is the additional chart, D20. For seventh house, I have D1, D9, and D45, which is Akshavidan's chart. And for death, it is D1, D9, and D10, which is the Mahat Phalam. Lastly, we are talking about the 10th house, which is the house of profession, arise. And for 10th house, I have D1, D9, then D12, D24, and lastly, D60, which is the Shastyansh chart. Finally, I have the transit charts here. So now coming to the dashas, I can see that on 9th June 2011 was the day that we lost a good soul, Mr. M.F. Hussain. So I can see it in Saturn, and Jupiter is in the third sector. And I can see the PDF on 9th of June, 7th, 8th, 9th of June here of Mars and Venus here. I can see Mars is directly the LOE. So I can see that these points are pretty strong. Saturn is Samdharmi, Venus is Samdharmi to Saturn. I can see it can give the result. Mars is very powerful for the 8th house, so on and so forth. I can study the chart here. I can go and see the rest of his life events at a glance once I get into the full natal dasha chart and validate all the other events and see at a glance a 360-degree view of all the 9 grahas and in what year which Antardasha is running. I can see the Antardasha from the points here. I can see the power of the planets in the Antardasha. I can see the Bindus here. And I can see the Karkanshas from here as well and the SAV points and the planet positions. So at a glance I can see which the Upcha is done and which planets are in the Karak and root Karak and so on and so forth. So right here, once I see that, I can now then look into the transit chart here of what is going on 7th June. And I can see that on 7th June, 8th June and 9th June, the points are in the ascending order. I can see that here as well. The points are ascending. From here I can see when a planet rules 2 houses, what percentage of representation it is doing. For example, Sun and Moon rule only 1 house, so you can see that they represent 100% of that house. Mercury, for that matter, rules 8th house and 11th house. So for 8th house it is 40% and for 11th house is 60%. And how I get that, I can go in here and see the Mercury's points for 8th house is 4 and it is 6 points for 11th house. So the percentage wise we have split into 40-60. So it is more favorable. It is representing 60% 11th house and 40% 8th house, and the same way we do for all the other planets as well. So Mars is 43% for the 1st house, and for the 6th house it represents the remaining 57%. Total of these two is 100%. So at a glance I can see what's going on here. In the transits chart here, I can also quickly see if there's any alerts, any planets over 0 points, and I can go into the Ashtakvarga power here and see if there are any zeros out here. And if they are, we have to study that close, particularly with respect to transits. So here is a chart that I have cast using the CAST program, and just a quick way on how to navigate. And in events, and lastly in events and notes, I can start to make my notes here. I can put in death happened on 7th June 2011 in the Antardasha of Jupiter in Saturn Mahadasha. Daily points were rising, and Mercury is in the 5th house LOD with 4 points, and it's in own house. So I can see all that at a glance. Here Jupiter again is an exaltation sign here, and Moon is a Karkansha, and Moon is in 2nd house here. I can see Moon has 24 points here. So Jupiter itself has 33 points, being LOD. It is very, very powerful, very eager. And the Mahadasha of Saturn, which is linked to the 3rd house, so it's more of a these are laws of CAS, very, very powerful laws that I will be covering in the timing of events course that I will have in the future. So that's it, my friends. With that, we have come to the end of this course. Thank you for taking this journey with me, and please enjoy the program. Till next time, this is Ash signing out. Cheers. Bye for now.